military industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist.
Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves.
That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Fear itself. Fear itself. Fear itself. Where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall never surrender.
My Prepper brothers and sisters, you've arrived at the bunker. Grab a cup of joe, a stout tea, or maybe your favorite adult beverage. This is the Prepper's place for open discussion on whatever the hell we want. Brought to you whatever the hell way we want. This is the new format of Top's Bunker. So sit down, kick back, post up, relax, and welcome to the bunker.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Military industrial complex.
And we as a people will get to the promised land.
We will make America strong again, proud again, safe again. We will make America great again.
Preppers, survivalists, off-gridders, homesteaders, and the like. Welcome to Top's Bunker, a podcast for preppers. Email us at shtf@topsbunker.com. Visit the website topsbunker.com. Don't forget to check the show notes on your podcast player for valuable links and extra info on this episode. Want to thank you all for joining us. We've got a great show for you. Tonight, we're talking with special guest and longtime bunker member, Joe Berger from Florida, about physical fitness and the importance of getting into better shape as a prepper survivalist. Joe will hopefully become a regular guest on Top's Bunker as our personal trainer of sorts to coach us into shape as part of our preparedness training. He's with us tonight to break down what real functional fitness looks like, why your health is your greatest asset as a prepper, and how to build a body that can outrun zombies, fight off marauders, and rebuild our civilization if it comes to that. Now, I'll admit it, I'm not in the best shape right now, not even close. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting some insights and advice from Joe about fitness and health that I can start implementing right away. Keep in mind, we don't have to be in great shape, just better shape. As preppers, let's see if we can't figure this thing out together. So let's get to it. Cool. So gentlemen, what is going on? What are we going to talk about, man?
I heard the subject today is fitness and survival and how it impacts preparedness.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Joe being our expert.
That I am. At least on paper, I am. Jeremy's got me by experience, probably 30 years, but
Oh, wow,
on
dude.
paper.
Yeah, that briefs well. Yeah.
Well, the internet's definition, I've got it sitting here in front of me, says survival fitness refers to the physical and mental conditioning necessary to thrive in challenging and dangerous situations, emphasizing skills like strength, endurance, agility, and resilience crucial for navigating survival scenarios. I'm assuming that your physical fitness work that you're doing, Joe, is geared towards survival and you know, that sort of boot camp type stuff.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of weight recently, and I've been kind of focusing more on the functionality of like the functional fitness, more so just looking good in the gym. You know, you see the guys go to the gym, they're always, you know, big muscles, big pecs, but they only work on machines. You know, can you pick up 80-pound rock and walk it from one end of your yard to the other? They probably can't.
Right.
I sure
Right.
can. It's a different set of muscles.
Right. Exactly.
Mhm.
Can you pick up your buddy who's 200 pounds and carry them a mile to safety? I mean,
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm saying? It's-
uneven weight.
I know.
No,
I
it's
could.
Yeah, it's not an even bar. You know, you got 100 pounds on this side, 100 pounds on that side, nice and balanced. Your buddy may be top heavy. He could have really big thighs and a big butt, and he's bottom heavy.
I'm not even sure I can carry a 100-pound barbell, a mile strapped to my shoulders. I mean,
Right. Yeah, you just got to start small, but it's the uneven weights.
Well, I know
the basis of functionality.
I know Jeremy he's been pushing since we started doing this he's always talking about physical fitness. He's probably the most physical fit before you. I don't know how physical fit you are, Joe, but of the three of us for sure. No,
I got a beer guy. He's definitely better than me in that.
Oh, dude, I will just tell you that I'm one of those guys that is an in shape fat guy. That's what I'll tell you.
All right.
You don't look fat to me. I'm fat, but I'm very strong, but I'm still fat. And anybody, you talk to my doctor, they're going to tell you, shut up. You're fat.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I got a belly. I mean, it's just, it's hiding my, elaborate six pack. I keep my six pack underneath my keg. No, it's, functional fitness is like, it's one of the most underrated, but most necessary forms of fitness that there is. It's a lot of, I like to lift, we have a gym in our garage. I like to lift heavy things and I like to do that kind of stuff. And that's fun. That's got, I like to have big arms. I like to have big legs, as I gotten older, I've lost my butt. However, being able to throw on a significant amount of weight and walk a significant distance and, or, like you said, pick up your buddy is extremely important, because if you got to leave, what are you going to do? Like, you're going to walk a mile, take a deep breath, wait about an hour, walk a mile. You're going to be there all damn day, man. So you got to get to the point where you can put a bunch of weight on your back, pick up a gun and, go to the sound of a gunfight. That's kind of how I've always operated, but it's a lot of military thinking as well.
Yeah, but if you go to the extent of a full on bug out, okay, which is a worst case scenario and will most definitely not happen, but I mean it could happen for a temporary amount of time. You're going to be carrying basically your house with you.
Yeah.
It's going to be in your backpack and strapped to your sides and your belly and your legs, but you're going to be carrying so much stuff. It's going to feel like you're carrying your house. Yeah. Everything you need is going with you. Might as well be a 200-pound person on your shoulder.
I can tell you right now. So before I retired, when I was still on jump status, I was right around about 165 pounds. With combat equipment, exiting an aircraft, I was about 250.
What are they required to? So what are, let's say generally, what are soldiers required to carry? Like what, 60, 70, 80 pounds?
It's not a set weight.
Oh, it's not a set thing. Okay.
Like if you go to a place or you deploy or whatever, you're going to get a packing list, and it's, here's what you have to have. Anything else, to include special equipment, to include ammunition, what they tell you have to have, that's
right.
Generally not a huge amount of stuff.
So your general loadout items, what are you talking? 50, 60
well,
pounds?
I mean
ammo's heavy, man.
Yeah, so for a basic rifleman issue is 7 magazines, 5.56. So that's 30 rounds each times 7, plus your M4, which has whatever accoutrement you have on top of it. And it also depends on your weapon system. If you I can remember one time I was actually issued an M14 with an ACOG, so those magazines weighed a whole lot more. The normal M4 with a red dot, I mean, what is it, like 11, 12 pounds? So you got a rifle, you got 7 magazines minimum. And then if you're a machine gunner, you have hundreds upon hundreds of rounds. So, but it's not just necessarily what you have on your body. You've also got a helmet on, and you might have night vision on top of that, which adds to the weight. You have your assault pack if you're on a mission, which is packed for 3 days, which is a little bit of food, a whole lot of water, and a whole lot of ammo, and a whole lot of medical. So It's just like,
So you would equate this to, let's say, a person going camping, and you're not car camping. Your parking lot is a mile away from your camp spot, and you got to carry everything in. Now, obviously, most of us, including me, are going to make multiple trips. But let's say you're the brave soul that has to go in one shot. You're that person. It's the same thing. You can't sit here and go, well, I'm not military. This is not a military situation. No, but we're using the military part of it because you guys are military. And number two, you've done it, and it's happening right now all over the world. People are in the military carrying these types of things. So you might as well go ahead and use that as some sort of frame of reference.
Well,
if you ask me,
my largest bug out bag, which is a medium size old school Alice pack, it's a rucksack with a frame. That without water right now weighs 53 pounds, which is for me, that's not a huge.
Is that loadout? Is that loaded?
That's everything but no water.
Okay.
So you got to add water on top of that. So plus water, I mean, probably it's going to be 65 to 67 pounds, which is, I mean,
that's a good amount of weight.
It's a good amount of weight, but it's not, I don't know if I would say out of the norm. I mean, for me, at least.
It's out of the norm for pretty much everybody listening.
Well, maybe. Okay.
Including me.
Mine's sitting at about 40 pounds without water.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I want to carry.
No, that's with food and ammo and, specialized equipment that I personally loaded in there.
Oh,
you got
mine doesn't include ammo. Mine's just basic on your back. I gotta go. That's not counting ammo or plates or water or anything like that. It's just like shelter, food, stuff like that. It's only like 40 pounds.
Yeah. Well, and the reason I bring that up and that in lifting, a lot of push-pull exercise is great, but a lot of the stuff that you do around your homestead, maintenance around the house, those are all important exercises as well. I mean, for instance, setting in pickets, and I think my sledge is like, I think it's an 11 pounder or whatever it is. Just getting that stupid thing started, as short as I am, man, it may not seem like a lot to have to hoist an 11-pound sledge, but if you're a short, fat guy with long monkey arms and you're trying to, get a picket started, it's kind of a pain in the ass, but you've got to be able to build those muscles required. And when you start thinking about what that equates to, what if you got to bust into a house and pull somebody out of a fire? What if there's a million different things that you could equate your everyday stuff that you do around the house to, occupational fitness.
Well, look, I'm doing it right now. I am homesteading right now. And I'm telling you, every single thing you do is work. Every bit of it, man. I mean, just walking across the front yard with all of your tools is work. Climbing up ladders is work. Building fences, digging holes. Try digging holes all day. You're done. By dinner time, you're done. You're not sitting down and eating dinner. You're going to sleep. Especially at my age, I'm saying. Maybe it's not somebody Joe's age, but when you're 56 years old, not in very good shape, it's rough. Mm-hmm. It's rough being on a tractor, when you're bouncing up and down all day long on your back and your legs when you're 56 years old. It ain't no old man's game. Picking up an 80-pound beehive is not easy.
Joe, did you say I was 30 years your senior?
Yeah.
Wait.
He's a young guy.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 28. 28?
Oh, Jesus, dude. I'm 20 years older than you.
Okay, so you're 20 years my senior. Oh, hold on. I added in military years, I know the military ages you guys faster, so I added in
military age, I'm probably around 75 to 80.
I thought that Jeremy was in his 50s, but he's actually in his 40s, only because I know I'm not going to say it, but I know his wife's age, and I just assumed they were around the same age. So,
nah, man, I picked an older one. Don't have to teach. So
a lesson to all you young guys, Joe.
Hey, mine's 4 years older than me.
There you go.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like senior to freshman in high school.
No, but I'm very happy that we have somebody Joe's age on and can be on more often, because we do have an audience that is very wide ranged in ages.
Mhm.
So a lot of times the younger folks they might not, listen to us older people for too long when they're sitting here listening to a podcast like, oh crap, they're going into the old stuff again. They're talking about arthritis. They're talking about back in my, they're talking about their backs again, whatever it is.
So if you've got somebody who's kind of new to the preparedness world and, they realize or come to the realization that, they're a little out of shape, they could do stuff a little bit better. What are some of the basics that you could get someone started on?
So one of the first things I like to tell people, the easiest way to get into better shape is just simply move more. I know that's kind of like well, duh, right? But no, seriously, like if you're during your daily life, just move more. I like to tell people to try to average about 10,000 steps a day. The average American only gets about 4,000 steps throughout the course of their whole day. Because, you wake up, you go take a shit, you brush your teeth, you go get breakfast, you get in your car, you go to work, and most people sit at a desk job, they sit all day. So just getting that 10,000 step goal it seems daunting because you're like, oh, that's 10,000 steps. It's really not, just park your car a little further away, park at the other end of the parking lot. When you're cooking dinner at home, dance, have fun, do a little wiggle while you're cooking. All that extra movement will add up. Now it's not going to be, you're going to start dropping weight really fast, but you're getting your body used from going from a stagnant sedentary environment to a dynamic moving environment, which is that first step to get somebody to do something.
I can attest that the first hour of each one of my work days is, here on the homestead is tough. It's tough that first hour because I'm older and there's all the, there's all the sleeping at night. There's the sitting in the evening. There's getting up in the morning, having coffee and sitting. And then I get my first hour in. And after that first hour, I'm feeling better. I can move around a lot better. So you're right about the movement thing.
Yeah. The body in motion stays in motion.
Yeah, it's the simplest thing anyone can do. It doesn't matter your age, where you are in life, your fitness levels, just the act of moving more when times are usually sedentary is going to do wonders for keeping your body in a state of motion and gets you used to that, little bit extra physical activity. And then as you get comfortable with that, then you can start seeing about maybe I can go for a walk after dinner. Maybe I can park even further away from work and try to walk a block or two to work instead of 10 feet.
Yeah.
It's just, that's the easiest way to get somebody who's not used to being on their feet so much to actually start being on their feet more.
That's good. That's really good advice. And I'm not the type of person that's ever parked close. I've always parked way out. Even if there's like empty spaces, I'll still go 5 spaces farther. Not because I'm trying to be physical fitness. I just don't want people to ding my truck.
I was about to ask, man.
That's it. It's the only reason why. I'll pull into the grocery store and I'll have there'll be like 5 spaces between me and the closest car, and I'll still pull in. I'm not going to go right up next to. I'm not looking for it to get closer. I'm looking to get safer.
Now, admittedly, I will say I take advantage sometimes of my handicap placard because if I just want to get in the store and get out, I'm going to look for Bob Euchre parking, as Missy calls it, and I'm going to take advantage of my handicap placard.
I just drop Rhonda off at the front door and I just sit there and vape until she comes out.
I usually do most of the shopping. Missy is not much of a going out in public kind of gal. So, yeah.
Oh, I hear a bird. Is somebody outside?
Oh, I'm sitting on the lanai. That's where I do all my work.
Oh, gotcha. All right, cool.
Yep. So got the cool breeze. Well, somewhat cool breeze.
Nice.
Summer breeze. I'm sorry, Joe. You don't even know that one.
Nope. No, I do not.
That might be a stretch for him.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I cut you off as I do a lot.
No problem. So once you get moving and everything, I like to try to tell people to add a little bit of strength training into their lives. You don't need dumbbells. You don't need anything crazy. Just think about what you normally do. So like, okay, you bring in groceries, since we were just talking about groceries here, going to the store. You get a gallon of milk. Do you know how much a gallon of milk weighs? Or a gallon of water? Anyone?
I don't know.
I know that 5 gallons of water weighs roughly 40 pounds.
Right. So 1 gallon of water is about 5 pounds. 4 point something, some odd change. But so if you have, and you're used to having these gallons of milk, gallons of water, you could integrate that into just, if you're sitting there on the TV, minding your own business, grab that gallon of water, start doing bicep curls with it. 10, switch to the other side, 10. And it's technically free. You don't have to get dumbbells. You don't have to get a gym membership. Just use with what you have. You got, gallons of water, do some bicep curls. You got your body, do some squats. While you're watching TV, multitask and get that little extra fitness in. And again, it goes with the principle of just get moving, stay moving.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy, you don't really watch TV, do you?
No.
That to me is an alien. It's an alien idea. Every night in our house ends with watching TV. We get our media time in. We get our entertainment time in every single evening. Now, sometimes when the weather's nice, we'll build a fire outside, that sort of thing. But if it's too hot or if it's too cold, we're just going to watch TV in the evening before bed.
Yeah, and we stopped watching all television and all sports. Oh my gosh. I would just say it was probably around the time that someone put their knee down for the national anthem for the very first time. That's when I decided.
Me too.
I'm done.
I was a massive Cowboys fan, and I ended it that day because of the NFL, not because of the Cowboys. But
I grew up a Cowboys fan. I had all my teams with different sports, and I was like, that's enough for me. I'm done. I got rid of all of my stuff, like jerseys and shirts and all that crap. I got rid of everything. And we realized that when you watch the news or you watch TV in general, it's just worthless noise. It is absolutely worthless noise. I mean, we'll still do the Netflix, and we have what is it?
You have shows.
We have shows. We have Amazon, and I also pay for. I think it's like some additional stuff on there. But I mean,
so you do have a TV and you do have entertainment times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
okay.
But me personally, Missy would be like, "Hey, you want to watch a movie?" And I'm like, "Not really." Because she'll want to get into a series, and I haven't even finished the last series that I wanted to finish.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
I am.
You can't start one until you finish one.
Nope.
Joe's probably laughing his ass off right now.
No, actually, Jeremy's kind of right on that. I gotta finish one. I agree with him. I gotta finish a series before I start another one.
Let me tell you this, right. Missy, it literally will read 3 different books at one time. And I look at her like she is just an absolute crazy person. I'm like, there's no, because when I started reading the 1 Second After series, I had to finish all 3 of the first books before I could get to a different series or a different book. I have to go through a whole series of a book before I can do anything else. I can. So yeah, it's, and like right now we watch Outlander, and it's in its whatever season. And
I've seen 1 or 2 of those, 1 or 2 seasons.
That's our jam. That's our jam. But I'm like halfway through this latest season, and she has not watched any of it. And the other day she was like, man, we should restart from the very beginning Outlander. And I just turned my head and I was like, you gotta be like kidding me, right?
And turn on your mic. There you go.
There you go.
Sorry, I missed it. I was getting a drink. I was like, oh, Jeremy's going. I'm going to go get a drink.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Are you trying to say I'm long-winded?
When you guys start talking, there's like yesterday when you guys were talking, I just got up. I went and got a beer, and I was like, I couldn't find the bottle pop opener for my beer. So I'm walking all over the place I'm grabbing knives. That didn't work. I'm grabbing something else. I'm like 10 minutes later, I finally come back, and y'all are still just talking.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, there you go. You got up, you moved. You started moving. There you go.
I did, and then I pounded some beer. Yeah.
Oh, a little bit of fitness for the beer. Yeah. Sometimes you got to reward yourself. All right.
Exactly.
Swear you asked a question, or one of y'all asked a question just as I was sitting back down. I didn't hear it.
No, I was just saying. So you were talking about moving. We went on a tangent, and you were talking about keeping it moving. So what else you got, or you got more on that?
No, that was one of the main messages. Is just keep it on moving, keep your body moving, keep your joints lubricated. Whether it be with movement or beer. But, sometimes you got to do it. Side note with nutrition is, people really got to watch what they eat.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But how do you do that? And I mean, first of all, not everybody's in a situation where they're able to eat healthy 24/7.
That is true. I am one of those people that is not in that situation, but making basic switches, you could probably get good results out of just making some easy things like not drinking your calories is a big thing. I know a lot of people are really into beer. A lot of people are really into soda. But if you're like, you drink a bottle of Coke, it's 280 calories. Now, with all this extra movement, if you were to go for a 5-mile run, you might burn half of that bottle of Coke you just drank.
That's crazy.
Does anyone want to run 5 miles just to
drink? No.
Justify a Coke? No. So
no, we don't even have sodas in the house. Our sodas are our coffee. That's what we drink in the morning.
Yeah. And coffee's technically 0 calorie. It's like 2, but for all intents and purposes,
we drink it.
Well, yeah, if you start throwing sugar and creamer in it and whiskey,
Hey, whiskey's low calorie.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Beer's not.
Well, there's, when it comes to beverages, I will say I have a weakness for soda.
What kind of soda do you drink?
I'm, growing up from Texas, Dr. Pepper was always my thing. Of course,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. But there for, I would say, a few years, I had a legitimate, serious addiction to Mountain Dew. And
Mountain Dew, that's got a lot of calories, man.
I know.
Super sweet.
But I mean, I was drinking it like it was going out of style, and then I got my first kidney stone. So I tapered off significantly, and every so often, I'll be at the store, I'll look at it, it looks at me, and I'm like, yeah, come on, we can have a little bit of time together. But I can only drink like half of one. And that if it's not like super duper ice cold, I just toss it out. I can't drink it. So, but we do like sparkling water. It sort of kind of replaces.
I love sparkling water. Yeah. As long as it's not the flavored kind. I don't like the flavored kind.
Mm-mm. No, we call it crunchy water. But, and it's the stupidest story of it. I was ordering it for Missy and I was trying to remember it. I was like, what the hell is that stuff with the bubbles and it's water? Crunchy water. And that's what we started calling it. So, but yeah, the crunchy water does actually help kind of placate that desire for the carbonation in soda, because it's not necessarily the sugar and whatnot that I like. It's the carb. I really like the carbonation.
It's the crunchiness. You like the crunchiness.
Yeah, I like the crunch. So there's that. And, we have our coffee in the morning. We have to at this point in our lives. But we actually use Dunkin' Donuts creamer. It's already sweet and it's already, it already is what it is. And if we can't have that, basically I just drink a black. So, and when I'm in the field, I drink a black. But, I think having a few vices in that regard, as long as you know how to limit them, is okay sometimes. Yeah, that's what I think.
Good point.
It's all about
moderation.
Moderation. Yeah.
Yeah. If you can, like, 'cause I'm one of those people that obsessively, compulsively tracks my calories, and I know that's something not everyone can do. It is tedious. I mean, I started dieting in October of last year. So that's what, October, November, December, January, February, March, 5 months, 6 months ago, something like that. And I started at 298 pounds. I was almost 300 pounds.
Jesus.
Where you at now?
Yeah. I'm down to 253.
That's awesome, man.
Now. So, and I obsessively, compulsively track every calorie I can. And I've given myself a couple leeways. I survived the holidays. The holidays were a setback. I stopped completely. I was like, it's Christmas, it's Thanksgiving, it's New Year's. I'm getting drunk. I'm eating a whole 3 plates of turkey and 72 cookies. I don't care. I got Jeremy over there thinking about it.
Hell yeah, man. You're speaking my kind of habla right now.
But So I survived all of that, and I only gained maybe 10 pounds back in 2 months. But I'm back at it, coming down, and a lot of it has to be with just making some changes. Like I don't drink my calories anymore. Like I was saying, I only drink water, black coffee, and if I'm really absolutely craving a soda or something, I'll get a diet soda. There are bad things about aspartame. I know everyone's going to go, oh, all the chemicals. Yeah, well, being fat's going to kill you before those chemicals will. So
I was on a Diet Coke thing years ago when I was trying to not drink soda, and I didn't mind it. It was the Coke Zero, and I think there was a Dr. Pepper Zero or something like that.
Yeah,
I liked them. I thought they were pretty good until
the Dr. Pepper Zero.
I think it was something like that, wasn't it?
Now, let me just tell you this. If you have a Coke Zero over in Europe, and then you come back here and have a Coke Zero in the United States, you will understand why I always say that every bit of food and drink that I had in Europe was 1,000 times better than what we have here at home. Because they don't allow that bullshit that we have in our soda.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I remember looking at a Mountain Dew, and I looked at my son-in-law, and I was like, that Mountain Dew is off, man. And he's like, why? And I was like, because I can see through it. And he's like, no, it's because they don't allow the stuff that we put in our sodas over there. And I was looking at the ingredients, and it was in, whatever language it was in. But they don't allow those dyes and all the other crap that's in there. They don't.
Yeah, you ever seen Skittles? You seen European Skittles versus our Skittles?
Dude.
Totally different.
Totally different. They look so bland and dreary and unhappy, while our Skittles look like they're fun and peppy, full of color and vibrant.
Skittles,
I wonder why.
Skittles are awesome. And I say that with a capital freaking A. I've always liked the flavor of Skittles, but I've not really, eaten them that much. But here at our house, it's definitely going to have to be a staple because we're an Alpha Gal family. So Skittles is one of those things that you actually can eat. It actually is on the menu. So,
man, what a need to have an overnight, dietary change. My gosh.
Instantly. I had beef for the first time on my birthday. She got me a T-bone steak for my birthday.
She can't even touch it, right?
Nope, she can't. Nope. And I eat what she eats. So we 100% across the board. I'm not going to, when she goes to Texas where she is this week, I have a couple of things. It's not even my fault. She went shopping and got me stuff. And I'm like, why did you get the beef? She's like, well, you can eat it. I'm not going to be here. I'm like, yeah, but I'm trying to do the same thing you're doing.
Yeah.
But now I got to eat it. It's got to be gone. So I took that beef. She bought the thinly sliced beef, and I took it and put it in the dehydrator and made awesome jerky out of it.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, I posted that video on the Facebook page of me cutting that meat. I think I ended up getting 15 steaks out of it. And then probably I cubed up like, I don't know, 1.5 pounds. And I made some Korean barbecue last night.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Nutrition wise, what are you suggesting, Joe?
Nutrition wise, I wanted to talk about drinking your calories because that's a really big thing. That's where a lot of people get a lot of their calories, not unknown calories, as I like to call them. Like, oh, I didn't eat that much. Well, you probably drank it. It's easy to slam a bottle of Coke that's 400 calories than it is to eat 400 calories of chicken. You know what I'm saying? And not feel it afterwards. One of my other favorite substitutions has been Greek yogurt for breakfast and Greek yogurt for anything that calls for sour cream. It has the same flavor profile, but twice the protein and half the calories of sour cream. It's fantastic.
Wow.
I want everybody to eat Greek yogurt like on a regular basis if you can. If you're lactose intolerant, try
we're
a little
out
bit
the house.
first.
We can't, but we have alternatives we can do though.
If you're not careful, you really got to look at the brand, and you really got to look at included sugars, because some of those Greek yogurts, especially the flavored ones, man, they have a buttload of sugar.
And I would recommend people to stay away from flavored packaged yogurts, because I shop at Aldi's exclusively. I know not a lot of people might have an Aldi's, but I get 2% fat-free original Greek yogurt. There's 2 ingredients: milk and the lactobacillus.
Mhm.
That's it. You know, and
I like
it makes the yogurt.
I like the Oikos 000. 23 grams of protein, zero sugar, zero carbs. It does not taste super awesome on its own. But what I do is I put down yogurt. I have a granola mix that I use, all natural, mostly grain, some fruit, and then I use hot honey, or the local honey that we have.
Yep.
So, yep.
Hold on. I'm looking at my food diary because, like I said, I compulsively track everything.
We've been making our own oat milk and our own rice milk. But the expensive shit you buy in the store, we've been making our own here, and it's really
that's just kind of like blending it up, isn't it? And soaking it.
Yeah, soaking it and blending it. The rice one you don't blend. The rice one you drain. But you soak them overnight, and the oat one you do blend. But I'm finding that when she gets back from Texas, we've got a couple of things we're going to try. The oat milk's been just too thick, so we're going to try and we're going to try and thin it out a little bit by maybe running it through like some sort of what they call cloth or something like that, like a cheesecloth or something like that.
Like a cheesecloth?
Yeah, because when you eat like oatmeal, that sort of slimy stuff that goes on that makes the oatmeal so good. That will also be in your oat milk if you don't do it right. So you get this sort of a syrupy milk, like a thick milk. But hey, you know what? It's one of those things. If you're alpha gal, you can't drink milk, so we got to come up with something else. And rice milks and oat milks are delicious in the first place. I like them, but they're very expensive in the store.
Yeah, that they are. They are very expensive. I did like the oat milk when I had it. I love regular milk. I can't help it. But oat milk was good. The chocolate oat milk that I bought from the store once. I mean, I get it. It's expensive and it had a bunch of additives, but the chocolate and oats in an overnight oat with some fruits and berries. Oh man. Oh, it was good. It was so good. So I have this little recipe that I have here, for my, yogurt that I like to have in the mornings. It's 185 grams of the low-fat 2% Greek yogurt, and 185 is like a cup, maybe like a cup and a quarter of yogurt. So it's a decent little bit of it. And it was just strawberries and honey, about 26 grams of honey with 74 grams of strawberries. So it's like that was about 8 strawberries, and the honey was probably about a tablespoon and a half. And just for reference, the total calories for that was about 160 calories for that bowl of yogurt. And it was about 20 grams of protein. Yeah. That was just a part of breakfast. I had 2 eggs and some beef jerky that I had laying around. And it was filling. It gave you your fats, proteins, and carbs, and sugars in the honey and the banana or the strawberries. And it kept me going till lunchtime. But I wasn't eating so much. I was able to eat that and some eggs, and I can coast.
Fats and meat for breakfast. Different fats, different meats. Proteins.
I did that for a while. I started having more carbs just because I end up working out a little later in the day, like after my breakfast. So I eat carbs first so I can go, burn those off in the gym and use those to give me some energy.
But you don't go to work until later in the day. So you go to the gym during the morning, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I go to the gym at like 10, 11 o'clock, and I go to work at 3.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
I have found that with my hypoglycemia, if I have a lot of carb stuff in the morning, it throws my sugar off kind of wildly. So what I've started doing is, if I'm going to have anything carb related, it's going to be in the grains and the fruits and the yogurt. But I eat eggs, I would probably say every day, a minimum of 3 eggs. When I used to lift a lot, like back in several years back, I was eating between 12 to 15 boiled eggs, but I would only allow myself 4 yolks. So I was lifting. And I can't really do that much of that kind of thing anymore with my body,
Is there any real nutrition in the whites, though?
And the whites, yeah, they're calorie dense. The majority of, people have been preaching about, oh, don't eat too many eggs. They're super duper bad. Horseshit.
I eat eggs all the time. Every day I eat at least 3 to 4 eggs every day.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this, they're not a massive amount of calories. But they are calorie dense. So I try to do calorie dense stuff in the morning. And like, even when I'm on contract, I have a cooler with me, and I'll try to keep eggs, and I boil eggs every morning. And then throughout the day, to keep my blood sugar regulated, I use different calorie dense snack bars to kind of supplement, keep it going. So.
Right. Yeah, eggs are fantastic. I mean, even like the USDA has reversed their original thing of like eggs causing heart attacks and eggs being bad for you. Mm-hmm. They've actually, switched it around, saying eggs are actually good for you. Wow. Mm-hmm. What a shocker.
Yeah. We already knew that.
And the whites of eggs, as what Keith asked, they're primarily protein, the whites of them. So that's why you see a lot of people who are like wanting to get protein, or the bodybuilders, they usually add egg white stuff to everything. They scrap the yolks, they keep the whites. But the yolks are higher in fat, and they are also higher in vitamins and minerals. Like, they're a significant source of them, actually, like A, D, E, vitamin B12, riboflavin, also known as B2, choline, phosphorus, calcium, iron, selenium. They're all present in the egg yolks. And a lot of those are what you need to survive. And one of them, like, people don't get enough iron, people don't get enough selenium, people don't get enough magnesium, and there's a little bit of magnesium in there. So eggs are essentially almost a superfood. Like, honestly, most meats
So the fat and the cholesterol are in the yellow, or in the yolks.
Yes.
And that's where you want to try and be careful with, is the yolk part.
That's what everyone says, yes. But even then, like, the cholesterol issue has kind of...
I eat the yolks. I mean...
Do it, dude. What do you think?
I advise everybody to eat the yolks.
So here's the thing, man. Remember this discussion that we had about the brain? And the brain is almost entirely one big sack of cholesterol. And it wasn't until like shortly, like right around World War II, everything problem like before World War II, as far as dementia and Alzheimer's, it was there, but it was not like it is today. And then they created margarine, and they started telling people, use margarine, don't use butter. Butter's bad. The number of cases of Alzheimer's and dementia increased massively because people were cutting out essential fats, essential oils, and essential amounts of the right kind of cholesterol and fat to actually feed the brain. I mean, it's there, you got to feed it. And it's made up of almost entirely fat and cholesterol. It's a big jelly of just nothing, fat and cholesterol.
A little side thing here. I know what Jeremy's going on. Your brain is what takes up the most amount of calories in your day. Like, it doesn't matter how hard you work out, your brain still consumes more calories to keep itself functioning than every other part of your body. It is extremely hungry.
Never thought of that. The brain is the muscle, is what you're saying.
Fats are the biggest source of calories you could eat. It's like 9 grams or 9 calories per gram of fat versus 4 and 4 for protein and carbs.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So your brain wants the fats.
Now I know why I have a belly.
So that's why you get the brain fog when you're not eating food, like when you're fasting or that sort of thing. You get that brain fog.
I spend most of my time in my nothing box in my brain. So if I'm not engaging my brain, no wonder I'm fat.
Well, for the average person actually burns carbohydrates for energy. Mm-hmm. That's your average person. If they're not doing anything special, they're burning carbohydrates. And if they're not burning carbohydrates that you intake, you burn glycogen from your muscles.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't eat, your body starts to burn the glycogen that's stored inside your muscles, right? To keep functioning. And if you continue not to eat, your brain starts going, hey, where's my food? Where's my carbs? Where's my sugar? Where's my glucose? I need it. And it starts getting upset. over time, your body switches to fat stores, which most people are not what's called fat adapted. This is going into like keto terminology. If anyone knows what the keto diet is, super, super high in fat, very, very low in carbs.
Yep.
But most people are not fat adapted. Your body cannot actively burn fat as fuel as efficiently as it can carbohydrates.
Yeah.
So that's why you get the brain fog and everything.
Yeah, and I've known some people who were successful doing keto, but to actually get the body to enter into a true state of ketosis,
it could take up to 2 weeks, depending on the person.
And when somebody is in true ketosis, you know it. And one of the very first things that you'll notice is they have a particular, and I don't know another way to put it, but they have a particular smell. You smell, you stink, and sometimes your breath. You can't do anything about it, but your breath is bad. And it's because your body is leaching out basically all of the crap that you've been shoveling into it and replacing it with a lot of different fats and oils. And, that the stuff that people keep telling you, oh, you shouldn't have that. I know dudes that are probably some of the, strongest human beings I've ever met that did ketosis, and they got stupid shredded, but they were disciplined. I am not. Missy did the keto thing. I think she was pretty good at it. I saw Snickers and I was like, I'm gonna smash that thing.
Yeah, keto is one of those. It requires a lot of willpower, and you have to stick with it for more than 3 weeks, because a lot of people, they get to it's called the whoosh, right? When you do keto and you're eating all this fat, you get to eat all the bacon you want. Now, let's put that there. You can eat all the fucking bacon you want, essentially, on keto. Maybe add a little leaf.
Sounds like a heart attack waiting to happen.
Well, that's the funny thing about keto, is that studies have shown that it actually doesn't raise those levels of LDL like they thought it would, because when you do keto, if you're doing it properly, mind you, I'm talking less than 20 grams of carbs and just all fat and moderate protein, your body actually burns the fat instead of storing it. Now, if you eat a lot of fatty foods and a lot of carb-heavy meals, your body starts to store that, and that's how you get the LDL cholesterol, and that's how you get, plaque in your arteries, and you get a heart attack and crap. But on keto, your body actually starts to burn that as energy instead of storing it, as long as you're not, eating too much. But that's the whole idea. And after a while, you get this thing called the whoosh, where all of a sudden it seems like people 2 weeks in lose like 20 pounds of weight, like that. Snap of the finger, gone. And they're like, oh my God, it worked. And then they go back to eating like shit. Well, that 20 pounds that they lost was not fat. It was actually water weight from all the glycogen in your muscles holds on to water. Like all the carbohydrates and stuff that get turned into glucose goes into your muscles, and it leaches water. They hold on, those microbes hold on to water. When you stop and you have to start absorbing all of that leftover shit in your muscles, it releases all that water. So you lose a bunch of weight. And that's how Jeremy's friends get shredded. They lost all of that water weight that was attached inside their muscles, which tightened them up. So you're not actually losing fat at that point. You're only losing the water weight from using up all your stores of glucose in your muscles. So that's why I don't advise people to do keto.
So, in survival fitness, we're really not concentrating on being shredded or ripped. We're talking about being fit, right? That's what your goal is.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And that's where we kind of got off a little bit on the diet. So, some people understand some of the sciencey stuff about the diets, but
we're going to be doing many more episodes of this. This is just an introductory episode of you, Joe, onto the show as our survival fitness nutritional person. So hopefully you're gonna say yes and do more of these episodes.
Hopefully.
I haven't actually asked you yet, but yeah, here you go.
My big thing has always been training for long-term endurance. Unless you're in a need to be fast kind of foot race, Like when I was training for my first marathon, I knew I was never going to be fast. But I can.
That's why I'm hoping for the zombie apocalypse, man. I mean, you don't have to run. Oh, you can walk away from
Speed
zombies.
You just got to walk just a slightly bit faster than them and you're good.
Rule number 1, cardio. Yeah.
You're talking about Zombieland.
Yeah.
I love that movie. That's a great movie.
But I mean,
double tap.
Because you got to think, man. Let's just say you and your family are in a true bug out situation, and you're having to go a distance. It's not about. I mean, yes, it is important to get there, as quickly as you can. But if you're trailing family and you're bringing, like, say, kids, that's going to be a difficult haul, especially if they're really, really young.
Very difficult.
And you've got to be able to. I mean, can you imagine, going through on a road or in the woods, trying to stay out of sight, and you've got a 60-pound ruck and a 5-year-old on your shoulders, because
two dogs,
little kids can only walk so far before, because their feet are tender, they don't have the old man calluses like I've got. So you may end up picking up and carrying a child, a grandchild, or something along those lines, or an injured buddy, but you still got to get there. You still got to complete the mission. So training for that long-term endurance and actual physical strength is one of my most important things for me.
One of the simplest ways people can go about that really easy is, do you have a little bit of property? Do you have a straight line? Well, grab some weights and just walk there, walk back. It doesn't even have to be heavy. If you're not used to doing it, just something. Make a game with your kid. Pick your kid up, run them down to one end, set them down, tell them that you'll race them back, and then you can run back with them. Now you're going to pick them up, you're going to run them back to the start line again, set the kid down, and then you two are going to race back. If you have kids, that'd be a great way to get their energy out so they go to sleep at night. That's something I really look forward to, get my daughter to sleep. And you're carrying the kid maybe 30 yards, you're running, you set the kid down, and then you race your kid back. And right there, you're not even thinking about it. You think it's a fun game. Your kid thinks it's a fun game, but you're actually training. If you think about it, you actually are training. So finding games and things you can do with your family are just ways to make it fun. You don't have to go to the gym and sit there and sit on a machine for an hour. Find a way to, make something fun with your kids. That's the best thing you could do. Even if it's like, grab your backpack. If you have a bug out bag, you don't know if you can carry it. Well, just pick it up in one hand and just walk with it. Walk around your house. Okay, it's 50 pounds on one side. Oh, my arm's getting tired. Switch arms. Keep walking. Your arm's getting tired? Set it down. Take a break. Do it again tomorrow. Don't push yourself. Don't go too hard, because the easiest way people quit fitness, the reason why they quit it is they try to jump into this so hard, so fast. Like, I'm going to go in, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to run 5 miles, I'm going to squat 300 pounds, and I'm going to bench 215. Okay, go for it. And then they go in and they push themselves to the point that the next day they wake up, oh, I don't want to go to the gym again, I'm tired. And then the next day, I don't want to do it again, and you're out. So starting small increments, keep moving, find games with your kids that are physical, that require some kind of weight. Stop drinking your calories. That's a big one. I think it's the easiest way if you're worried about your weight and weight management is drinking calories. And just look online for some substitutions that are lower in calorie that you could sub out of your regular meals that are a little healthier.
My Prepper brothers and sisters, Joe's message is simple. Your body is your most important prep. It's about resilience and perseverance, and that starts with you. Not your gear, not your gadgets, you. The way you train, the way you eat, the way you move, rest, recover, and repeat. You don't have to be a Navy SEAL. You don't have to run ultra marathons, but you do have to be honest with yourself. Can you carry your own weight? Can you move when it matters? Can you take care of yourself and the people you love when there's no help coming? Every push-up, every healthy meal, every drop of sweat, it all stacks up. And the best part, you don't need permission. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to start moving. Stay prepped, stay happy. Thanks for listening, and good night.
Built this thing from the ground up out of nothing. No flight plan, no manual to be found. You and I, we're driving in the dark without headlights, trying to find our way. It's hard telling where we'll be in the coming days, but I'll be there with you. It's hard telling where we'll be in the coming days, but I'll be there with you. I'll be here with you. Built a wall around my heart to stop the bleeding. More than made of all the words that I should have said to you. And we're walking through the fire and the smoke clouds, trying to find our way. It's hard telling where we'll be in the coming days, but I'll be there with you. It's hard telling where we'll be in the coming days, but I'll be there with you. I'll be here with you. It's hard telling where we'll be in the coming days, but